My name's Anthony Wilkerson. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and I work with Sky Orthotics and Prosthetics. My role is to monitor the outcomes and the functional levels of all of our patients and to provide physical therapy education and advice when possible. The earliest I'll see a patient is potentially even before the amputation occurs. It depends on when we get the referral. So if the patient is in the hospital and they're waiting for an amputation, I might visit with them in the hospital, answer any questions from a functional standpoint that they have, kind of answer questions about the first steps of using the device, what the device will look like, that kind of thing. If they have some form of a device already that they're already using and we're potentially getting them another device, then I'll talk to them about how they're using the device. If it's something that can be resolved in one day, like they're having difficulty with something the device does, or it's twisting on them a little bit, or they're confused about something, I answer those questions for them and give them some gait training or some exercises that can be beneficial for them. So one thing I really love about my job is I love people and I love talking to people. And I love listening to people's issues. I like being able to encourage people. And so all of those are aspects of my role. I get to really know my patients. I start knowing their families. And I like being able to empower people. A lot of times when you lose a leg, it can be very difficult psychologically, physically. A lot of times there are barriers that you see in your life. There are things you see yourself not being able to do that you were once able to do. Sometimes that is the case, but a lot of times people have much greater limitations on themselves than the actual physical limitations placed on them by limb loss. And so a part of my job is helping people learn the things they still can do. So that's probably my favorite part of the job. One of the biggest things about Sky is we're trying to be your provider for life. So as long as you have a prosthetic device that you use and you need us, we want to be there for you. So I do a lot of the follow-up visits for the patients, see how they're doing with the device, see how they're progressing with the device. And one of the things that having a physical therapist that's working with the prosthetic company is that we don't have to wait for the doctor, we don't have to wait for the physical therapy company to get in contact with you. We're able to provide that education and answer those questions now. Growing up, I had a great aunt Christine. She was a bilateral amputee, and she was one of those patients who fell through the cracks. She didn't have a company that was following up on her, and she declined more and more to the point where she stopped using her prosthesis altogether. And I'd always go visit her and she'd be in a wheelchair, and she was a very happy lady. She had some legs that she had got probably before I was born, and I always remember she put them on for church, but she couldn't walk in them. And I would like to think that when I'm dealing with patients and when I'm seeing those patients, I'm making it personal for me, because a lot of people think, oh, I'll never be able to do this. And it's something that most people aren't capable of, and if they have the resources, and that's what I want to be able to be to them, as a resource. Right care, right place, right time.